Startups get the party, startups get the party started. Startups get the party, startups get the party started. You want tech and tacos, tacos and tech, you know we got it, eh? Startups get the party, startups get the party started. Startups get the party, startups get the party started. Startups get the party, startups get the party started. You want tech and tacos, tacos and tech, you know we got it, eh?
Hello, everyone. Welcome back this week in San Diego Tech with Neal and Fred. Hey, Fred.
Hey Neal, how's it going?
It's good. Good to see you.
Good to see you as well.
Today.
I'm currently in the office, brand new office in UTC. Got a nice little conference room here. So yeah, super excited to be back recording this week Tech Week News.
Love it. Yeah, I'm here at the Leucadia Club, this secret unidentified building in Leucadia. I can see some surfboards over there. So different office vibes for a different day. But coming off a week of CES last week and JP Morgan this week. And so feels like half the community was out of town last week and half the community, and like the whole community's gone this week. So it feels a little quiet in San Diego right now if you are in San Diego. Otherwise, if you're not, you're probably nonstop going. And so shout out to everyone who is doing the first of the year conference circuits. I was out at CES last week just for honestly such a quick time. It was a founder-funder dinner with a bunch of local companies and people who flew in. Actually, Mercado, a San Diego company, CEO Bobby Brannigan helped co-organize a dinner. And it was really nice to be there. Cheryl Goodman came to the dinner. And we ended up driving home together right after the dinner because we're like, let's go home. Let's get back to work. And so we spent 4 or 5 hours just chatting about the week and the buzz and AI. And the whole CES was honestly a buzz with physical AI, like robotics of everything or automation of everything. I think you had NVIDIA and others bringing their AI chips and AI stuff to bring things to life. And so that's what everyone usually is already excited about at CES, seeing the gadgets, but now it feels like people are like, oh, this is coming to mainstream, the automation, right? Like Waymo had a huge showcase of how they've drastically reduced their kit of parts to put on any car down, I think, under 20K now. So you can turn any car into self-driving for under that. That was big, as well as everything else, automation for everything. So it was a fun week in that regard. And now JP Morgan's kicking off the attention on bio. And we've already had the pre-JP Morgan announcements that came out. I feel like the ones that kind of got everyone pumped and juiced and excited. And I think while it's only Tuesday or Wednesday of this week of JP Morgan, I think we're going to continue to see a bunch of big bio headlines come out as the week goes on. So why don't we jump into some bio headlines, right? I think you pulled a big one, another big multi-billion-dollar acquisition for a San Diego company here.
Yeah, so I think last podcast we talked about just like the biggest VC deals as well as M&A deals in San Diego. We had some of the bigger ones like Avidity Biosciences, Sedera, Capstan, all had multi-billion-dollar acquisitions. Well, just last week, there was another one here in San Diego. Ventyx was acquired by Lilly for $1.2 billion. And someone commented on my LinkedIn post that said, hey, we're hitting our stride here in San Diego in 2026. Lilly's planned acquisition of Ventyx. Stay classy, San Diego. This is pretty huge. And I remember talking to the CEO about 3 years ago when they had just raised some capital. I believe it was like 100 million round, and they had some immunology targets. So it's great to see big pharma, continue to see success from biotech startups. I think this is great news. I reached out to the CEO to get the scoop, but unfortunately, right now it's quiet period. So we have to wait till the deal closes. And so when we have more information, we'll have to kind of bring that story to life.
Well, it's more of the trend that we talked about last week, which was big bio buying startups, right? Which is awesome. We love to see that because they're doing it in a way that is bringing liquidity to both the investors and the founders. They're keeping the teams local in most of the cases. And now you have a big company like Lilly, who's already super invested in San Diego, has an even bigger talent base here too. This is awesome. So hopefully we see more of that trend. We also talked about we want to see more of that trend spill over in the tech side. See big tech buy our startup tech. So we'll keep an eye on that. Good one, Fred. What else? What do you got next that hit your radar?
So we had another big financing round, life science related, Mirador Therapeutics. This is started by a former Prometheus Bio executive. They just raised a Series B, pretty massive, 250 million Series B. And it was an interesting article by Endpoints saying that, they're kind of a secretive life science company and they're looking to build a powerhouse to build out, their platform even wider. So this is some huge news. It seems like biotech funding is starting to come back and investors are starting to have more of an appetite for, I wouldn't say it is all risky, but, this guy and his team have proven successful in other areas. Prometheus had one of the largest acquisitions on record in San Diego. And so they're looking to do that again with Mirador. And so this is definitely a company to watch. I assume with this new funding round, they're going to be hiring. They have a brand new office in Sorrento Valley. It's super stunning and super congrats to them for this funding round.
Amazing. Yeah, we watched this team right after their acquisition. It was under a year, right? They spun up a new Mirador, I think just from stealth, raised 400 million in their first round just less than a year ago, maybe. I think it was like, yep. So to see them continuing to raise strong capital and continue to grow is awesome. So amazing news for the local bio scene. Keep going here.
So the last one, bio-related, there was some another additional funding from more of a middle stage, mid-sized company called ibio. They publicly traded. They had a 26 million private placement. They are doing something interesting in GLP-1s, obesity-related drugs. So ibio is a company to watch. Also on my radar. They're just raised some new capital, and it's great to see them succeeding as well in the space.
Amazing. Love to see it. Multi-million dollar fundings. Keep them coming for sure. We have a bunch of hardware fundings that will probably be coming out this quarter. That's as much as I can tease, but I know that they have happened already. First closes are happening this week. But related to the hardware, especially one that bridges the hardware, life science, and consumer, which is three great pillars of San Diego, Blue Nalu, a food tech and food innovation company, announced their funding, which I believe closed literally December 31st, end of the year, announced an $11 million round to continue for them to scale from their R&D lab to their manufacturing lab. And so we actually participated in this at Interlock Capital. Also New Fund, or Tech Coast Angels, participated in they're way back there. I think their seed round. And so Rising Tide Partners helped through an investment with New Fund there. And then we participated in this new round for Blue Nalu. So congrats to Lou Cooperhouse and the Blue Nalu team. This company is really going from, like I said, R&D to scale. So they have their first orders in, and they pretty much have to deliver on these orders by end of 2026, which is awesome. A bunch of these orders are big food vendors and big food distributors. The round encompassed all insiders. So it was a great sign to see all existing investors return to the table and participate in this round to help them now scale up their manufacturing. So they have their manufacturing facility in place. They've got first orders, and now it's just a race for the next 12 months to get FDA approval to then deliver on these multi-million dollar orders here. So great to see. Any comments, Fred, on Blue Nalu?
Yeah, I love seeing Blue Nalu get the local love. Lou Cooperhouse is a veteran CEO. He posted on his LinkedIn that this is insider-led round, participation with more than 40 existing investors. And I enjoyed following them when they first started, and they had that viral article in Union Tribune about how they're using technology to kind of create cell cultured seafood. And they're starting with some pretty high-end fish. And it's great to see them, thrive and do well years after. Because I think it's about 4 years ago when I first heard about them. So it's great. Congrats to them on the recent funding round.
And it really does rely a lot on the local life science scene. The CTO, Lauren, comes from Organovo, where they did very similar things with human organs in terms of cell, um, you know, in terms of creating they pretty much grew organs from scratch in a way that the same thing that they're doing with bluefin tuna toro of taking the best of the best cell lines and enabling them to build just the healthy protein, not have to build the whole fish, just the edible protein. So it's really cool to see the crossover here locally and they're going to be a consumer brand. They're going to have to, right? They're going to have to, people are going to look on menus and decide, what am I eating here in bluefin tuna toro? They are going to have to disclose that. So all of it's really great. We're super stoked to continue to be along for the ride. Love, backing deep tech founders like this. Why don't we move over to some other news? There was an announcement of Cubic on their defense side, partnering with Palantir to bring Palantir's crazy strong AI to the defense supply chain and communications world that Cubic delivers in. Love seeing this news. One, Palantir is one of the hottest and honestly biggest names in AI right now. They're doing it at the largest scale. They're considered one of the new primes, if you will, public company bringing top tech to the government. And you're starting to see them actually, when what they used to do is really hyper focused on the intelligence world. And now they're taking their giant data ingestion, artificial intelligence technology and bring it to other verticals. I've seen them do it in manufacturing, and they partner with Anduril on that, as well as Nautilus, a local company. And now they're just saying, where can we take this huge unstructured data ingestion engine and bring sense and order to another world that doesn't have it? And so in this announcement with Cubic, which Cubic's helping specifically on the communications software side and hardware for the defense industry, Palantir is pretty much taking their AI ingestion and helping both the whole supply chain of building hardware and software to get it out to a delivered product for the US Army, and managing the whole funnel of the data from start to finish. So great to see these two partnering. You have anything here on this one?
Yeah, I would just say I think 2026 will still have a lot of defense related news, and I've been reading some newspapers, every single week, and I think this past week I saw a ton of news around, the U.S. going into war, and tensions are accelerating. So I think there's going to continue to be a trend where we're going to see local companies partner up together to move faster and create better solutions. The article that was published, it was pretty interesting to read that they said they're excited to partner with Palantir is excited to partner with Cubic with the dual purpose DNA. And, basically Cubic was like, hey, we're proud to collaborate with Palantir to deliver next generation tactical edge solutions using AI. So yeah, we're going to see more of these partnerships with local companies and global companies, especially as geopolitical tensions rise. So I can see it being a continued trend.
Agreed. Yeah, I think many parts of America are waking up to how far we are behind and not moving fast enough. And partnership is the way to do it, right? When someone's already figured out one piece, how do you catch up quick in that regard to, especially in the defense world, which is looking to a local only supply chain, is what they're trying to get to, and a budget that's significantly increasing, right? The Department of War's budget continues to increase. Meanwhile, the the NIH budget continues to get slashed at times. And so you're seeing people find dual use or new purpose of technology finding its way to military applications as opposed to maybe health. So all that's kind of interesting. And it kind of leads to our next story. ResMed, another local company, public company, the leader in sleep innovation, sleep technology, just got FDA clearance on taking their CPAP machine, which is this machine that helps people sleep and breathe during sleep, and taking personalized human individualized data and powering the CPAP with your own data. So personalize the settings. They're calling it an AI improvement. So what it says is it's just tracking a bunch of different markers from you and enabling your own CPAP machine to tailor all the pieces related to that. Flow rates, oxygen nitrogen mixture ratios, all based on sensors and settings that they're getting from your own human data, which I think is going to be a huge trend, continue to be a trend that San Diego continues to gain on because of our deep pool of, I would say, personalized medicine and medicine or hardware, healthcare hardware that touches the individual person. But anything to fill in here on ResMed from you?
I was just looking at ResMed stock right now. It's currently trading at $254. This might be a company to watch. They're innovating in the sleep space. Congrats to them. They're one of the largest employers in San Diego. I love to see them innovating and staying competitive.
Yeah, nearly a $40 billion company, which I think's up for them, definitely up year over year. They're up even over the 5 year. So yeah, continue to grow here. And you've seen some spin-outs from them too. It's been pretty fun to see Sleep Score Labs come out of them and a few other people who've taken this data and data science and now into AI approach and spin up new startups because of the things that they're learning purely just about one piece of technology, CPAP for while you're sleeping. But man, there's so many things that happens, and it's a third of your day is sleeping, right? So it's actually, pretty big area to focus on. But just like that, we see Dexcom, another sensor wearable that you wear, and they're getting a ton of data and building that right back into a set of personalized healthcare. I think we're going to see more and more of that as well too. We got one last news story here related to some grant funding. You want to give us the news there, Fred?
Yeah, so Tim Swartz, who leads entrepreneurship innovation at UCSD, shared the news that Air Surgical landed a $2.6 million grant. And they said this was founded by a team from the Rady School of Business, as well as Jacobs School of Engineering. Air Surgical is helping improve patient outcomes, specifically in medtech. They actually participated in Rady Jacobs School MedTech Accelerator Program. So huge congrats to them on landing their funding. The post also mentioned that they provided some investor connections and incubation space. I think it's awesome to see local startups continue to find success and get funding. A lot of them start from a lab or research lab at UCSD. So congrats to them on that milestone.
Yeah, love to see it. And actually, I'm going to throw in one last news story here. At the end of the year, the Forbes 30 under 30 and that was announced, and we actually had two companies in San Diego that were on that list, at least, including Crater, the team that was a spin out of UCSD as well. So super cool to see 3D printing at the edge for the military, Eric Snell and team. It's super cool to see that they land the 30 under 30 list. And then there was another team on that list that formerly was part of Techstars San Diego. They're in year one. The names escape me all of a sudden. I don't know if they're 100% in San Diego anymore, but they were a San Diego-based company that got named to that. You'll probably get to the name before I get to it, but what they did was, in a sense, taking the model of solar cells on your roof, but actually doing plants and algae on your roof to generate new oxygen. So it's kind of like an offset. It's like a carbon offset. So instead of, and while you're also generating energy from your solar cell, why not also generate new oxygen and release it into the world? Super cool company. I think they've got their first prototype up either in Utah or Arizona. So congrats to the new Forbes 30 under 30 list is there as well too. Some events coming up. Well, like we mentioned, everyone's at JP Morgan this week. Coming up soon. Also, TechCon is coming to Austin in about a month. I'll be out there for that. I'm looking forward to a bunch of San Diegans being in Austin, seeing a bunch of our Austin friends, which will be really fun. At the end of the month, Fred and I have our VC Outlook event for kind of the top local Series A ready founders and the funders who are doing Series A's. So we've got a great group coming together, kind of showed like the state of funding. Got some people on the family office side, LP side, VC side, speaking on a panel and just like, what are they seeing for the year ahead? And hopefully not just AI dominated conversation, which happens a lot. What else you got on the radar? Oh, Hussein's event's coming up soon within the week. Hussein's Mixer, first one of the year, will be awesome to go to. What else you got on your radar, Fred?
I would just say I enjoyed driving down to Carlsbad last week and attending the Carlsbad Industry Mixer hosted by yourself and Matthew Stafford. It was just awesome to see folks from tech, life science, and consumer come and show out and network. That was powered on Eventship, so I recommend tapping into that resource, as well as Social Coyote ran by Jonah Peak, who shares weekly events happening in San Diego. And yeah, this is a time to get out. There seems like would be a renewed interest for people to, network, whether it's a hike or happy hour. There's something for everyone.
Yes. Big shout out to both Eventship and Social Coyote. You can find a link to the Social Coyote and Eventship in the show notes here. Thanks everyone for tuning in. We definitely have gotten a lot of love from people who keep in touch through this, and we're here to just kind of inform. We're learning. We might as well share it. It really helps if you amplify it so that other people know where to go and what's happening. Another thing around the first year, people are switching jobs, looking for some new opportunities. And so if you are hiring, I think the Social Coyotes got their the Coyote job board going too. So look for local jobs. There's a bunch of people. Anytime someone raises money, they're going to be hiring right after that. So let's make sure that people find some new opportunities this year as well too. And thanks all for sharing. Make sure you go to Fred's Substack, The Business of San Diego Substack, linked in the show notes. And we can find mine at Rising Tide Partners Substack as well too. Fred, thanks for doing this.
Always a pleasure, Neal.
All right, everyone. See you later.
Startups get the party started. You want tech and tacos and tech. You know we got tacos and tech is on smash. For the green guacamole, keep accountants counting beans. Contador cuentan frijoles. Founders trying to raise some queso. La vida San Diego, school of rapping fire. Tortillas round jalapenos. In these modern times of craft beer and coffee, my coding yoga posse, fold the body, origami. We be surfing Coronado, eating tacos el gordo. The taco stand in puesto, lucha libre and sombrero. Gotta shout out Tecos Daniels by the ocean, watch the sunset. La Jolla shows, entrepreneurs trying to get funded. When San Diego Startup Week is popping in the summer, Oceanside to Tijuana, SD be full of hustlers. From couch surfing to penthouses right on the beach. Tech leaders who believe stars are within reach. We interviewing founders who be shooting for the moon. Hashtag SD Tecos with your host, Neal Bloom. Come on! Startups get the party started. Startups get the party started. You want tech and tacos and tech. You know we got